Here's another story that came out of doing seminars for DigiDesign in Pittsburgh. I remember I did one of the early ones, this early 90s, and there was a guy in the audience, and he just came up to me, very soft spoken. He had this a notebook with him. He was taking notes the whole way, and he was just asking a bunch of questions. And I answered everything about it, about the product that I could. And his name was Mike Mazzei, and he owned a studio called the Sound Castle. And over the years, we became really, really good friends. And the thing, I'll see if I can find some pictures of him. When I first I went to his house, and he had a dedicated area for a studio, and he had a Otari console. I think it was the Series 34. So they were like not too deep, but he had a ton of channels. And then he had a MX80 2-inch tape machine. And what he did is he recorded religious music. Him and he had I think his three sisters, his mother would all sing on him, and it was beautifully done. And that's what he did constantly. He would do an album and release it, and he had very good sales. But that little studio, it was in his basement, and I think I could find a picture of it. We eventually put a Pro Tool system in there. We eventually, I got rid of his MX80. He bought some DW Fern mic pre's and DW Fern, I think, compressors. And then a D command went in there, and he put some Questeds in there. Funny note about that, Questeds that he bought, the H208s, he eventually wanted to sell them, and Serban bought them. So the pictures of Serban hold next to this H208s, they were Mike Mazzei's speakers. So he had his whole studio all redone, and I think I have a picture of that too. And it turned out gorgeous. But Mike, he turned into a family friend. I would go over there, and his family would just make me something to eat. And they were just so friendly and nice, these people. But he barely ever left his house. He was either recording in the studio or mowing the lawn or going out to get a pizza, but he never left there. And the funny thing is, I eventually got him to leave his house to come out to AES shows. And he started coming out to the AES shows, and I would see him there. And he is an interesting character, a lot of energy. And I remember I went to his hotel room for something, and he opened up one of his suitcases, and it was all candy. All candy. And I go, this is the guy who should not have this much sugar in his system. But he had all candy in there, and I thought that was very funny. But he bought a ton of stuff from me and became a really good friend. And I'll see what I can do to find the pictures. But it's called Mike Mazzei, and the studio is called the Sound Castle. Okay.